Yeah. This your boy Drumma Boy, aka D Boy Fresh, man. Check out the website, drummaboy.com. Follow me on Instagram at Drumma Boy Fresh. Concrete, man. We beneficial. Hey, yeah.
This is Concrete TV. Concrete TV.
So we're in Atlanta. You're from Memphis originally. How do you feel Memphis and Atlanta have influenced your sound as a producer?
I mean, the influences of my sound come from, like, music. Wherever it's from. I feel like music doesn't have an origin. You know what I mean? It's just music, like, and it's, for me, it was gumbo, cause like, my papa grew up listening to jazz and Duke Ellington and, you know what I mean, like Beethoven and Sebastian and Bach and, you know what I mean. Mom Deuce would be in the crib growing up, you know what I'm saying. Was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire and Temptations and, you know what I mean, Isaac Hayes, Al Green, Aretha Franklin, Anita Baker, like, you know what I'm saying? Elvis Presley, like, we was, you know, hearing blues, we was hearing country music, we hearing, you know, even in TV and commercials, like growing up as a kid, cartoons, hearing just all kind of sounds, like, you know what I mean? And I think for me, sounds comes from, like, my mama womb. You know what I'm saying? So when she was pregnant with me, she would put her stomach up to the speaker and play all these different Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Temptations, you know what I'm saying, and all these different songs. So even before life, before birth, it's just in my brain hearing something. Okay. So to me, that's where the beats come from, the sound, and just always just coming up with beats. Like, bro, I could be going down the street, I could be on the toilet taking the shit, whatever, and I'm just coming up with a beat for no reason. Like, damn, let me voice memo this motherfucker. And it's just in a nigga, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't run from it, I can't hide from it, and I just took advantage of it and started capturing that moment that would repeat itself every day in my head. You know
well, and speaking of your parents, like, both of them are accomplished musicians, right? And they did, like you said, you were naming all different types of music. Did they frown upon you when you decided to do hip hop and go that way, or was it something that they were real supportive of?
I mean, you know, like my mom, she was always just supportive of anything I was doing outside of Jack Squad or robbing or killing or selling dope or, you know what I'm saying, getting somebody's daughter pregnant or, you know what I'm saying. So she was happy just to see that I wanted to do anything with music in general. And yeah, she looked at me like, you know what I'm saying, you in this rap, Lord, just turn it down, because I'm making the beats right there upstairs in my room. So she would see Gangsta Boo coming through, you know what I'm saying, Rap Hustlers, Yo Gotti, like everybody who would come and be paying me money and whatnot, but she would complain about the noise and the sound. And, ooh, I can't understand what y'all saying in them lyrics, but he's a polite young man, though. I like Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even from early on, like, when me and Yo Gotti bumped into each other, because I was getting in a lot of, like, shit in the hood. Like, I'm from South Memphis. But, like, 13, 14, I had the option to go. I ain't really had no option. Like, I was supposed to go to Hamilton. Then I was supposed to go to Bishop Byrne. Then I was supposed to go to White Haven. So, them the three schools I was supposed to go to staying in the Haven. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting into a lot of trouble, whatnot. She moved to Cordova. So, I'm like, it's like on some Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shit. Like, it's predominantly all whites and Asians and whatnot. It's like 4 black kids in a whole 9th grade, and we only had 1 grade at the time. So the first year I was there, it was 9th grade. Then I'm the 10th and 9th. Then I'm 11th, 10th and 9th. Then I'm 12th. So I was always like the senior class, so to speak. So it was cool. And then, you know what I'm saying, I always related to the TV show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, whatnot. And the beats just kept me out of trouble, kept me out the street. You know what I'm saying? Kept me out gang banging and shit like that. Like, cause it's only 3 or 4 options you got growing up in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? And beats was like a cool thing. I remember going to the studio with my older brother, Ensayne Wayne, and goddamn seeing Jazzy Faye, seeing Carlos Brody, Slice T, everybody working on Tila album. You know what I'm saying? I was like 14, I had just started making beats and whatnot, and I started pushing some beats and playing some beats and whatnot. And I was working with them just throughout the year. They was working on the album and ended up making 3 beats on Tila album. So like 15 when the album came out, I got paid like 7,500 total. You know what I'm saying? That's 2,500 a beat. You know what I'm saying? I'm 15, like damn, I just cooked up some shit that was in my brain and I made, you know what I'm saying, 7,500 right here in an hour or 2 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might take me you can work McDonald's 4-5 months and not see 7,500. You know what I'm saying? You can trap for a whole week and might not see 7,500 for a young nigga just, you know what I'm saying, get in the game, woo. So like, man, this right here to me was something I seen positivity at the end of the road. And that's one thing like I learned now that I ain't even know I was doing then that I'm thankful for. But anything that you can see positivity at the end of the road, man, drive down that motherfucker, bro. Cause something waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? And as much as you want a U-turn or not know when the next gas station is, you looking at your gas tank like, damn, we finna run out. And the nigga just keep driving and damn, you make it over one hill and down the hill you see a motherfucking gas station. But you finna turn around, you finna bust a U, you know what I'm saying? You in question. So it's always about seeing positivity. If you don't go down that motherfucker. It's another roadway. No, you might turn left and be like, ooh. Or turn right and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But everybody in the car, what you telling you keep straight. You know what I'm saying? Shit, y'all go ahead, man. I'd rather walk the right direction than be in the car going the wrong direction.
Real shit.
You know what I mean?
Real shit. So you mentioned Memphis and you mentioned some legends that you were working with. Do you feel Memphis is overlooked when it comes to hip hop, or do you think Memphis is finally getting its just due, the credit it deserves?
Man, I feel like Memphis always rep, you know what I'm saying, music, you know, from the early standpoints of Stacks. You know, one of the best in the game. You know, and at that time they was competing with a lot of the records with Motown. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a Detroit, Memphis thing, and it's 2 of the top pimp cities. So you gotta take it back all the way to pimping. You know what I mean? And like that's the true Memphis juice of like the young, the old, the OGs, the homies, like everybody just flavorful. We well seasoned with knowledge, with education, you know what I'm saying, and street game. And we know how to treat our mamas, our women, our daughters. We young kings. You know what I mean? And that's like the Ball and G era. You know what I mean? It was real deal, fly, like hustling, pimping, strong, Tila. You know what I'm saying? And then 3-6 Mafia come with the crunk. Just, man, we finna tear the club up. Fuck all that shit. Tear the club up. Nigga, tear the club up. You know what I'm saying? Lock them in the trunk. Lock them in the trunk. Even the slop on my knob. Check in with me. Now you see generations 10, 15, 20 years later redoing, and you hear this Memphis sound that a lot of people don't even really know. Because if you was, you know, 3, a lot of people weren't even born when these movements was going on. So they coming into the game like, oh, that's G-Eazy, that's, oh, okay, that's a new sound or whatever. Like, and all the real know it's Memphis. So I feel like, man, cats just, it's finally getting that just due of our sound being like fully duplicated around the world. You know what I mean? And to me, that's when you really make it. Like, you knew Michael Jackson made it when you had everybody in the world doing the moonwalk. Like, when you the shit, everybody finna do your shit. That's what you want. And it kills me how people think, oh man, they copying my beats, they imitating. Flattery, that imitation is flattery. So when everybody got a Drumma Boy kit or a Drumma Boy sound or the Drumma Boy triple kick turn around or whatever, bro, I just sit and smile like, bro, I got a lot of kids out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. Like, these my kids, I give, you want to raise your children well. You know what I'm saying? Any producer that ever called me for knowledge or information or whatever that I fuck with, and we got a mutual respect for each other, like, it ain't nothing. Like, what you need, bro? Bro, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Metro Boomin hit me for beats for the album, bro. What you got? But send me the email. Mike Will hit me for the, man, send me the email, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all family. Lex Luger hit me, bro. What you want to do, nigga? You want to do a whole tape? Shawty Red, my nigga. What you want to do, bro? You know what I'm saying? And now I'm on the executive level where I'm putting together so many projects. Like the Ball and G, I'm executive producing A Ball and MJG album. Timeless. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Duke Prano. You know what I'm saying? Also executive producer, man. And we just, you know, picking certain beats. We got Justice League on the album. Big Crit came, dropped off a pack for me. You know what I mean? I'm doing a couple. We got my boy Keelan from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? You never know like where the beats gonna come from. I heard a cat making beats in Patchwork and just went upstairs and was like, bro, you wanna be on Ball and G album? That beat sounds perfect for him. They cut the record and everything. You know what I'm saying? So you never know where the heat gonna come from, bro. We on a whole nother plateau.
Word. Okay, so you mentioned 14 years old being in the studio with Tila, getting like I guess your first major placement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first time you ever made a beat and what made you want to start producing?
First time I ever made a beat was with my brother. I remember replaying like some James Bond type of doom 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 doom. And my brother, I found out like 3 years later, he took that beat, sold it for like a couple racks, you know what I'm saying, to the rap hustlers, and it came out on some artists or whatnot. But he was like, yeah, nigga, I came up off you on that one. I was like, hey, any way I can help the family, man. And we just joke around and shit. But like, you know what I'm saying, like my first set of beats was Tila. You know what I'm saying? And like my very first set of beats went on Yo Gotti Life album. So you can go all the way back to Inevitable Entertainment and see my name 4 times on the Life album. You know what I'm saying? And it just, you know what I'm saying, kept going from different situations. Against the Booth, reach out. DJ Paul, 36 Mafia, reach out. Paz Detroit hit me. Like, man, when you coming to the A, I done rapped on 3 of your beats. I ain't even met you yet. I did some beats for some cats in Chicago. Did some beats for some cats in Florida. Did some beats for some cats in South Carolina. He featured on each one of the beats that I did for the guys who, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, it was just a small coincidence. Pastor Troy reached out like, man, come to Atlanta. I was like, man, I just left Atlanta, but I'm gonna be back like 2 days. Came back, we do Pop That Pussy. Man, gonna get that money right. Man, gonna get that money right. That's 4 G's. I'm 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? 4 G's a beat. He bought 2 beats off in this game on the DSGB album. So, man, Troy, salute. It's a blessing to just get them calls from OGs. And like, I seen a lot of other people get them calls and they ain't get up. Oh damn, man, I'm nervous, man. I only got $100. I ain't even. You think I'm gonna make it to Atlanta? Man, I ain't give a fuck. I'm gonna make it as close to Atlanta as I can. If I run out of gas, I run out of gas. Somebody gonna come get me. Fuck that shit. And luckily, I make it. You know what I'm saying, to Atlanta with like $80. You know what I'm saying? Have a 20 for the Waffle House. You know what I mean? And as long as I'm in the city and can push play, that's all that matters, man. As long as I at least give myself the opportunity. You know what I mean? Okay. I ain't no Troy we're gonna put up 8 bands. It was like, shit, that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? We'll go from there. Absolutely.
All right, so you know, and we spoke about, you know, your parents both being musicians, and your pops played for the symphony, right? Mm-hmm. Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, I grew up playing piano, clarinet. I could have been in an orchestra. And I just flipped like the knowledge and the speed reading. Like my best thing to do is read notes and like speed read through notes and whatnot. Like my dad used to always say, man, you down there as fast as me. You know what I'm saying? And just a new sheet of paper, you know what I'm saying, or a new piece. You know what I mean? That I never played before or whatever. You just put it in front of me and I'd be, you know what I'm saying? And just always read notes and whatnot. But when I would go to the orchestras and the performances, like even as a young kid, I would just be bored. You know what I'm saying? Like the orchestra, just the tempo is sometimes slow, sometimes put you to sleep. It's just so many emotions, and it never really had a tempo. It was just like all these different mixed tempos and whatnot. So I was like, damn, I respect the conductor and how he putting it all together and like, you know what I'm saying, in tune with like every instrument in the room. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where I could identify, damn, that's an oboe, damn, that's a cello, damn, that's a clavinet, damn, that's the tunes, damn, them timpanis, damn, them, you know what I mean? That's those trumpets, those trombones, the difference in the brass section, the difference in the string section, oh, that's a viola, oh, that's a violin. You know what I mean? Or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, like, once I got to producing and seeing it all, they got the sounds, piano sound, string sound, da-da-da-da-da sound. It was just dope to be able to control all those sounds and to put all that to a tempo where a nigga could rock to that shit, like on some young, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like Pop on that old. Like a lot of times I seen my dad come to the school and speak to the kids, and they just be looking like, man, who is him? The orchestra, man. But they look at me because I'm cool with Jeezy, because I'm cool with Wayne, because I'm cool with Drake and Birdman, and then woo, 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 woo. Oh, damn, where you should I go to schools and the kids just light up. Damn, bro, I want to make beats, man. I want to make beats, bro. I got so many people who come up to me and say they started making beats because of me. I remember when you came to my high school, man, when that white girl came out, man, I was 9 years old, 19 now. Rocking. Number heat, man, I'm on Fruity Loops, man, I'm on Reason, I'm on going crazy, man, that nigga 19. That's what people don't understand, like they was listening to me when they was 4 and 5, I'm on the 14. Like I was a kid when I'm out here making placements and whatnot, so it was just a blessing to be able to like have that recognition and that brand like start off at such an early age, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. So for the people that, I mean, and everybody's familiar, but there's so many different varieties of producers out here. How would you describe your sound or your flavor that you bring to the artist?
I just give them gumbo, man, and the gumbo always stick. It's you got a lot of microwave beats, you got a lot of microwave producers who hot for the time being, but as soon as you take it out the microwave,